What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this latest album from Reason, and it is called There You Have It. Now, Reason is a rapper from Carson, California, who's recently signed to TDE, so along with that signing comes some very high expectations, because that is one hell of a roster they have. This album here is actually my first time hearing of Reason, although he did drop a mixtape back in 2016 called The Free Album, and I gotta say that after just listening to this project, I think he's a great rapper who has a very solid future ahead of him, man. Plenty of things I like about this, starting off with that raspy vocal delivery he has. It really just helps him stick out from some of the other artists out there, and it adds some emotion to everything that he's spitting, and he does drop some clever punchlines and metaphors on this project as well. In particular, I like on that intro track, There You Have It. On this one, he spits, "Boy, this is a story of a youngin' who grew up with automatics that made a living with Robin like Paula Patton." Just a very clever way of tying together Robin Thicke and Paula Patton, who used to be together, but then he was out here fucking around, pinching on asses and other stuff, so they're not together anymore. Still a dope line, though. There's also some very beautiful soul production on this track as well, so I like the vibe of it. And the soundscape of this album does stay very cohesive. Most of it is very smooth with a lot of great sample-based work throughout, although you do get a couple of bangers with the songs called Fuck With Me and Bottom. I did like Fuck With Me because it's pretty catchy, definitely something you can work with in the car if you just want to turn up a little bit, but Bottom would be my least favorite track by far. This one just has more of a generic sound to it, and it doesn't make him stand out compared to some of the other stuff that he's doing on this project. Really felt like a bit more of a safe track, if you will, so that was a track I could have done without. But to get into some of these mellow, great samples that are on here, on Drive Slow, Tastes Like Heaven, you're going to hear two beat flips. The first one is from Kanye's Drive Slow, and the other is from Eddie Kendrick's song Intimate Friends. And then on Situations, we get a sample of Childish Gambino's rendition of Usher's smash hit You Don't Have to Call. I just really like the producers worked these samples here, and they do fit his gruff style. So when he's making this style of music, that is when he really is at his best, in my opinion. I would say Situations is a pretty solid track, just a very smooth cut where Reason is stuck between his main girl and his side chick, but Drive Slow, Tastes Like Heaven really does come through with strong content. On this track, he's reflecting on friends that he's lost through death and also through prison, while also speaking on his rap dreams and just how hard it can be to stand out. He even goes as far as to say that labels want you to dye your hair, do all this wild shit that we see these younger rappers doing these days, because if you don't, they don't think they can sell you. Just thought that was some really good commentary on the state of the rap game, and that's not what Reason wants to do, because he wants to keep it legit with the beats and bars, which he is definitely doing on this album here. Like on the song Thirst, where he perfectly depicts how parties in the hood can turn sour. At first everyone's drinking and dancing and having a good time. Then the next thing you know, you got gang signs being thrown up and trunks being popped. Really love the way that he was telling a story on that one, and has some great instrumentation on it as well. And on Colored Dreams, Killers Part 2, he really is providing social commentary about how violence can affect people. So on this track, he plays the part of someone who's doing mad years for murder, and then he goes into detail about how it has an effect on his mother, who's just worried about him and loving him regardless, and also his brother, who starts to follow in his footsteps. His brother ends up getting caught up in gangs in the streets, and he ends up dead. So you're seeing all the different cycles here, how everyone can be affected, and in the end, this guy who's locked up can't take it, so he ends his life. Very powerful track, speaks on the system and how people can get caught up in it. So I really like how Reason is able to bring some personal stuff into his music and also speak on some of the other things that are going on out there. For just another example, you can check the song State We In, where he spits, "My biggest fear is my future son being Trayvon, or me, Eric Garner. They murder me, then blame him for not having a father." That there is a very astounding line, man. I really like that, and I think any of us who are black men, who have black kids, this is a line that people can really relate to. I thought it was powerful, and it's something that I think a lot of fathers think about, man. We always got to worry about these things with our kids and with ourselves, because we see how it goes out there. Not quite as bad here in Canada, I will say that, but in the States, man, shit is all fucked up, which is a whole other story. But either way, man, I really don't have a lot of complaints with this project, so I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. Just looking through my notes here to clean up a couple other tracks, I really like the song Kurupt, because this one is named after the Dog Pound legend, and Reason is even flipping some of Kurupt's classic bars. And then with the song Better Days, this clearly seems like a nod to Tupac's album by the same name. Love the beat on this one because it builds up slowly and that bass trickles in, and these tracks are also showing some of that West Coast love, because Pac and Kurupt, that's where they're from, you know what I mean? Just Reason showing that he's got love for some of the people who have paved the way, because he's from the West Coast too, so This is a really dope project to me. There's not really anything too experimental or out there, so I think he can work at continuing to find his sound and make himself stick out even more. But still, this is a damn solid debut. I really enjoyed this. Definitely going to be running it back, so a 4 out of 5 feels fair to me. But you guys let me know in the comments section what you think. And of course, man, make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.